All right, it's time. Tablet and pen time. Let's see some of my truckers out there too. It's amazing. See, they can listen to this or they can turn on their camera as well. 22% of my clients have been truckers forever. Forever. I got a hold of a client today. A phone call. It's kind of nice. His name is Divine. I won't give last names, but you know what's simple? I had him as a client 25 years ago. He says, Ray, I compared the notes today to back then. It's the same thing. If I would have got off my assets and did it, guess what it would be today? He goes, Ray, you're on point, 110%. All right, you're very consistent. So now I'm going to get done. Now, here's my problem. I got another client. I like him. He's a nice guy. His name's Eric. You know what he did? All right, he was told by all these experts over here, he's got 7 LLCs. What the blank? I got 7 LLCs. I got one in Wyoming, got one over here. Stop. I'm sorry. I don't like companies that take advantage of people, and I don't like BS. One of my books is called BS Doesn't Pay Your Bills. I used to say that bad word. My wife doesn't like it, so I stopped doing that too, to honor her wishes as her command. We got to play. Start real estate? Right? The right way? Well, I don't know. All right, I've had 2.2 billion in real estate. Is that good? Did I accomplish the goal? 2.2 billion? Hell, why not? Mansions, estates worth $100 million. How about a $10 million house? All the place. We got to understand. If we're going to do real estate, like you see these division process back here, here you got a smiley face, here you're going, ah! Well, here's basically Eric going, ah! He's got 7 LLCs. Okay? Here's the other guy, oh, yeah, this works. See, we got a problem. How do I say this in the nicest way? Okay, your problem is you. You're your own problem. Simple. That's what it is. Now, if you give me an hour's time today, I'm going to give you the roadmap and connect the dots for you. But I need you to have a tab and a pen ready and turn this up. Is that okay? But understand how to play the game. Divisions protect, LLCs don't. Understand. These people, I got an LLC, peekaboo. There's this guy with a cowboy hat, looks like Howdy Doody, talking about LLCs. The reality is, I'm tired of BS. I can just tell you how I got to 60 billion of credit over the years for my clients and me, and how to play the game and win. If you want to win, let's understand how to play. Take a picture of that. Get to know me. By the way, I'll get to know you too. We get to play. What do we do? Take a picture here. What focus that I have is very simple, is I like what I call auto income. I created, I can say I invented it, auto income. I didn't know to call it passive income, regional, I don't care. I want money coming in now. I got bills to pay. See, the problem with most people, I want to be rich. You listen to a bunch of ding-dongs on the social media, I want to be rich. Look at me, I'm rich. The IRS is listening. They're going to pierce your veil and you're going to go to jail because you didn't pay tax. You rich? I don't understand, stupid. I see it all the time. Here's my problem. You again, okay? You drove by the Wendy's restaurant just the other day. Why didn't you ask anybody who owns it? See, the owner's not in there running the Wendy's, okay? When I bought my Jack in the Box when I was 19, I went there for 3 days. I didn't know I owned the damn place. I want to see how they work. Simple. So your goal is simple today. We live on income. We live on what? Income. What I put in my book in 1976 was cash flow, free up your time based on income. I own the rights to that, but other people use it anyway. So let's understand. If you focus on your income, how much do you need per month to pay your bills? How much do you need per month to pay your bills? All right, make sure you're happy, your family's happy, and taken care of, and you have leftover. If we quit getting this crazy crap about being rich, all right, it's silly and stupid, is my opinion. I'd like you to think about division process. I'd like you to take a picture of that today. I'd like you to focus on you. Again, what are we going to do? I'm going to go to the board. I pray to God you write what I write. See, God gave us the ability, whatever you believe in, it's up to you. Here's my fingertips, here's my eyes, here's my ears, here's what I'm going to do. If I write it down, I record it better, and that's what happens. If you take pictures like these other countries copying our crap, what do? They just copy and make cheap crap. So let's go to the board, okay? We're going to write down you, All right, circle it, and then another U, okay? And circle it. Let's pretend you got married, okay? And now you're one because God said so in the book, okay? But now you pay a penalty. Did you know you pay a marriage penalty? You pay more tax being married? There's a go. So we're married, and we became one. Fantastic, we're one. But again, your house, okay? Your car, registered owner, lien holder, okay? Lien holder. All right, we have some problems here. When you buy something, husbands and wives, you tend to want to buy it jointly. I call that silly and dumb. Don't take it personally. I call it silly and dumb. Now, let's understand something. Years ago, you were 14, you were 16. You were told to get an SSN. You went to the social administration department, and you went, bah, I'm a sheep, I'm a duck, quack, 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 bah, quack, 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 I'm a duck, sheep. That's what you did. What does that mean? They told you to step here. They said, get in that line, go do this, that, and all you just follow. All right, quack, 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 duck, quack, 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 bah. You didn't pay attention. That's on you. On the left-hand corner of that form you filled out, it says SS5. It says SS5. SS what? 5. You didn't pay attention. Okay? Sorry, you didn't. So let's understand. We're going to write down SS5 here. SS5. Write it down. Equals, all right, understand, SSN. Equals 1040 tax return. You see, our government is highly intelligent. See, they create things, they don't want to tell you anything. Is that okay? It's like peekaboo. They didn't tell you you're selling and you fill out an SS5 form. When you get your first paycheck a long time ago, you were taxed, you got the leftover. Corporations don't pay tax till they have leftover. What again? Until they have what? Leftover. So understand. So that means you did this, and your spouse or boyfriend or girlfriend, what it is, did the same thing. Fantastic, okay? So what you should have did is drew a line for liability. You have the ability to have 3 divisions of you. Let's write down 3 divisions of you. Okay, let's write it down, okay? And let's understand you should have had 3 chances to try. As long as you're trying, you're not dying. If you're not trying, you will also be dead, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. Again, we draw that line. So let's understand, we draw a line. You buy a house, it's married person, sold in separate property. It's not basically husband and wife because that'd be stupid. Lose their house, they report it to the IRS as a 1099-C. Again, that would be stupid. We let a husband or wife, whoever wants to be on the loan, being silly, let them be on the loan. It should have been escrow close, homestead trust. Write it down. Escrow close, homestead trust before you get the keys. But no one told you about a homestead. No one told you about the irrevocable trust. So what do? That's about it. You screw up, don't know you screwed up. You tried the best. But again, what do you get to do? Let's play my way. All right, let's draw a line here for line of defense. You see, being used and abused as a kid I thought sucked. I got born in a taxi on the way to Guardian Hospital. My mother is a billionaire family kid. I got put in a trash can. She didn't want me. I got a letter saying she gave me a girl's name because she wanted to be tough. Raised my middle name. I get to go to school in Watts, Torrance, and Hawthorne and all the great areas. You got to learn to kick assets or run. I'd rather kick it than run. So I had to learn to get tough and fight through the pain. But it's going to be up to you. Can you do it? Let's see. So let's understand 3 divisions of you. The house should have been bought through a trust. Okay, your car. Your car is registered to you today. Register you. You, all right, you are you. Fantastic. And half of you go to the dealership and put both names on the contract. Well, I want to sign 2. Why don't we just say, bah, quack, 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 I'm a duck, I'm a sheep. The problem when you buy that car, you went into the dealership. The first question they ask you, what payment can you afford? That was the dumbest answer you ever gave in your life. Now they know what to size you up and charge you for how long the loan is and interest rate. You gave them the answer to the math test. And because you did not sign on that piece of paper, you gave them permission to run your credit. You didn't sign the piece of paper. All right, allows 1 inquiry and take a picture. They got 9 inquiries on you. I got a lady yesterday, she says, my son got 17 inquiries. They make 150 to 200 bucks for every time they shop your loan. That's bonus money. See, we were told as we were kids that the attorney is a what? Crook, and so is the car dealership. You know, I understand the attorney practicing law. Maybe he or she will get it right eventually. Car dealerships, cars are marked up 60%. They're still ripping people off. The car should have been fleet price tax ID division, but we'll learn that process as well. So now we're not done there, but let's go over here a little bit. Let's go here and let's write down the word bank, okay? You have your banks, U.S. Bank, Wells Fargo, Chase, all right, B of A. They're bankrupting 21,000 locations right now. They've all made settlements in the last 4 months. All right, Wells Fargo was $2.1 billion 3 weeks ago. So what happens with the bank, okay, when they make a mistake or make a business decision, they write off on their taxes and pay the fine. Ow, that really hurt. Wow, wow. So they write it off. We, the people, bring the pain home. That's kind of dumb of us. What do you think? What do we get to do? So let's pretend you're going to listen today, and you understand every branch of a bank has a branch number. A branch number, okay? So that means they created a line of defense. A line of defense, okay? They have a defensive circle as well. So what happens is, if we looked at bankruptcy code today, because debtor's prison was over in the 1700s, it says we can bankrupt. It's public record, not here to be an attorney. It says automatic stay, federal protection. We're allowed to bankrupt an SSN and then basically an SS4. So understand. So what happens is like here. Every entity can build a credit report. Entity. So if we today had these divisions here, and they had an SS4 form, SS4, we write it again and again. It's a universal form, SS4. Let's understand. When you look at the SS4, it says employer, entity, or you. It's a universal form, but that's what it is. So if we look at the banks, these branch numbers, they bankrupt these branches, they write off on their taxes, and then they basically enjoy and they're having fun. See, they get to make a business decision. A business what? Decision. So here, we're going to look at the IRS is here. The goal is a what? Tax balancing. Banks do it. You can do it too. But the problem with you is your lack of knowledge is your stupidity. You're not stupid. You follow stupid. You might not like the truth, but it's what it is. I never want to bring the pain home. I don't understand that. Why would anybody bring the pain home? They lost their job, had an emergency. They jacked up their own damn card. They didn't know the true rules and tools that I helped create in the first place. And all your dashboards to this day use it. So I pray to God you took that picture, because that should be laminated in color. Your refrigerator at home, your desk at work, your screensaver, cell phone and computer. But again, can you imagine anybody silly enough for 49 years, 6 days a week, live in person or online? That's what I've done for me, trying to help people. Like my client from 25 years ago, earlier today. Or a client doing this or that, and then they get ripped off by these other silly companies. 7 LLCs, I'm sorry, the guy got ripped off. See, we don't need 7 LLCs. We need a corp in 7 or 9 divisions. But again, what do? In the beginning, I'm going to say, please don't take a picture because you're wasting your click, click, click. I'll tell you to take pictures that matter the most. I've accomplished every goal I ever had. Every goal. All right, got the first million through corporation structure at 14 and a half. First billion, 21. 2.6 billion, 26. But again, I'm not rich. The corporations might be rich. I'm not stupid enough to say I'm rich. There's me in 1981. That's only 13 feet. I kicked the door jam at 10. Okay, I kicked the basketball hoop at 14 at T. Wicker Junior High. Not possible. Now, why can I do something else? I don't know. You know what people can't do? I don't know. I can just do what I can do. Be me. I'm one of the few, not one of the many. But I like goodies. You like goodies? I learned to listen in life. Being used and abused, I paid attention. Okay? All right, I sold seeds, clackers, and mowed yards all weekend. I came home to count my $52. I was 8.5 years old. The devil's wife grabbed my money and said, you pay rent. What the blank? 8.5 years old won't pay rent? I learned not to put something in my name because that's called stupid. I bonds, savings bonds, double E bonds. Okay, another way to play. I like goodies. You like goodies? See, when you don't get a family, you know, mommy, daddy, and all that good stuff you really want, like you see on TV, everybody talks about it, you don't know how to relate. It must be nice being those people because I'd give anything for that, but I got nothing. I got diddly squat. All right, the reality is winning the game of business. In 1976, all right, in 1975, I created a process at Corp-Owning Corporation. I was so excited that it's working and getting the credit and all the positionings, the black cassette and little cassette in the books. It was great. 1976, I published it and I went to an info commercial, TV show, radio show, and everything else. What happens? Simple. I got $1 million in the bank. I'm building a mansion in Elligale, California, having some fun and doing real estate. All right, and I'm driving a Lamborghini. I went to college, by the way. I never went to high school. Maybe you realize in 1976 I was 16. What the blank have you done? Turn these up today, please. The next series was going to be Books for Dummies. But again, that was already taken. So I created the Millionaire's Founders Kit. See, when I learn something new, I feel stupid. That's what bothers me, feel stupid. Here's 12 books, one book every month to master. So end of a year, you have what? 1,000 rules and tools in the foundation of a millionaire corporation. I also own the rights of the blueprint for success. And I got to remind Tony Robbins to quit using it. I own it. Just like Kiyosaki, all right? Cash flow, fear, time, it's mine. It's in my books since 1976. There's always somebody copying your stuff. But that's the way it works. And if you take a picture there, you can scan it and go to Amazon today and buy it for $4.99. Use it sell for $5,000 a set. My goal is to dedicate my life to help people. Okay? When you have everything you want, what do you do next? I was 26, $2.2 billion of credit in corporation structure, and I thought I was going to die. See, I thought the thing is if you reach all your goals, you're going to get fat, ugly, and die. Fat, ugly, and die. And that's what I thought was going to happen to me. So at 26, I thought at 27 I was going to be dead. And that kind of sucks. So the goal is I wanted to help more people like you. Let's have fun. This book is a free download to anybody in high school and college. Download it today. Send it around to the world. Send them the barcode. Go for it. This book shows them how to set up their credit file. Okay? And the 29% rule I created in 86 and 87. Okay? And the original in 79, by the way. So what do we get to do? Wow. Free download. I'd like to start every credit file in the world from the beginning to the end. I would like to start their file, get them their first credit card, high school and college. All of us, we played the Macarena, up and down, up and down. We didn't know what we were doing. Luckily, later on, I got to train Ken Yarborough. But again, that new file for that child in high school and college, they don't need a Capital One credit card. That's a lie. These ding-dongs on social media, you need Capital One. No, that's an inquiry. That's in what? You brought it down, not up. I can get you a card on basically setting this up right away. All right, usually $1,000 to $5,000 right away, but it's up to you. If you don't want me to do it, you go to OpenSky.com. I want to give you all the answers to your questions. OpenSky.com, Capital Bank. $200 on the card, you spend $25. That's it. Now let's watch. The NACB, the National Credit Bureaus of America, okay. I, Ray Reynolds, Dr. Reynolds, Pastor Reynolds, hey you, created the 29% rule. So what does this mean? You took your credit cards and you jacked them up. You dropped your score, got stuck, couldn't get any more. See, this is 10,000, this is 50. Which would you like? 2 of these or 10 of these? You probably picked 2. No, you want 10 of these. The way it was designed, and I told you, Arbo, years ago in the 70s and 80s, oldest card, and then the 29% rule. If we have a $10,000 card, it's only worth $2,100. That's the 20% rule. You take it past that, you drop your score, you get stuck, you can't get any more. What happened with all of you, you've done the Macarena game for your whole life. Because of your lack of knowledge, you keep screwing up your credit. And for those who have bad credit today, you had it for what, a day, week, month, or year? That's all you needed to get past. And you know you've taken it for 9 years. The average person with bad credit today has bad credit for 9 years because they jacked up the wrong card. That's on you. So understand, the rules are simple. 0 to 29 is green, 30 is yellow, 50 is red. The dashboards on those credit bureaus will say below 30, but those are the rules. Balance your debt. Now, when I was dropped off at Redondo Beach Pier by Mrs. Hope, I was 3 years old. She wrote down her window. She said, if you're not here at 5 o'clock, I'll leave you there to die. Her eyes went red again. She's the devil's wife. No problem. I ran over to the pier. I was freezing. Okay, I went by the little light and the little hot dog stand. No problem to keep warm. I was hungry later on. I ate out of a trash can. I sold off the pier for 3 days. The guy caught me the third day, grabs my hand. I thought he was going to throw me off the pier to the sharks. I'm only 3 years old. Now, one grown-up said, well, how can I help you? Where's your mommy and daddy? No one gave a you-know-what. No one ever does. They pretend to. I looked at the Redondo Beach Pier, and I got a choice when he grabbed my hand. Boy, take out the trash or I'll call the police. He said it 3 times. Which one do you think I picked? Okay, so I looked at Marina Del Rey, Torrance Rocks, Palos Verdes, and Rat Beach. I was known as Boy till I was 9.5 years old. Clean the chum bucket. Do this, do that. I gathered magazines. How did the Kennedys get their damn money? How did they keep their money? How did they give it to their kids? Hiltons, Firestones, Gettys, and Fords. Your problem is you want to leave everything to what? To your family? Hell no. Because you're going to get them stuck into probate. Hey, you had someone in your life pass, went to a better place. Okay. Now you're stuck in probate and these bloodsucker attorneys, you're lucky to get your money. Well, they rip you off anyway. Irrevocable trust, okay, no problem. But what happens? You have a choice. How about build a real legacy? Okay? A real legacy. My son will stand here every Saturday, almost every Saturday, and he'll say he's the vice president of the company, because he is. He's only 12. 12 years old. My children, all 6 of them, 5 daughters and a boy, have been trained since they could walk. I incorporated in the year they were born. What if my son is an officer of the corp? He is. Okay, he's on the officer's list. I die today or 50 years from now, hopefully 50 years. He takes over my position as what? Not founder, not anything else, our employee. I'm a free employee. I've got a paycheck in 40 years. He becomes president. He controls everything but doesn't transfer anything. See what I said? Problem is people want to leave things to people. I think no. A legacy is like the Hiltons and the Kennedys and the Gettys did. How about no probate? How about no taxes? How about we let our kids replace us when we're dead? They become president of the golden dream. There's a legacy. Generation after generation, nobody owns anything, all controlled. Corporations live forever, we cannot. And they get to play with the same goodies again and again and again. Maybe you'll start to listen today. See, last year and this year, in January this year, you had goals and you had resolutions. I'm going to accomplish all my goals this year. Goody for you. You let yourself down in less than 3 weeks. I don't understand that. 2026, you have the ability to listen, learn, and allow me to rebuild you my way. My way. I'll rebuild you and do all the damn work and hand you the damn keys. I get tired of watching people do stupid. They're not stupid. My client's a great guy, but he's got 7 LLCs because he was tricked by a bunch of ding-dongs. Okay, other kinds of, stop. 2009, I'm the largest registry agent in the friggin' world. I've done more corporations than anybody on this planet. And I can tell you the truth. It'll set you free. There you go, chapter 18. Focus. Supreme Court says a corporation is a legal person. Write it down. Your corporation is on Secretary of State's website. It's right there. It's right there. There's your name. They sue it. They sue you. You're the duck and the sheep. They follow the money. But if a corporation is a legal person, like it says here, may sue or be sued. So that means if I run my business as a corporation, they can sue the corporate. They'll sue me. That makes me a duck and a sheep. But what should a corporation actually be? Let's draw a square here, right there. And let's think about my way. Let's have 9 divisions. 9 divisions. Let's write it down. Come on, Mark. Get off your butt and write it down. That's how you memorize things. Okay. Come on, Joanne. Do the same thing. If we have 9 entities, there's 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. When Inc. Magazine interviewed me years ago, it says cash flow if you have your time on the cover of the book. It says using corporate credit to finance your business. That was after my article for me. I used to bring my cat to the Bonaventure because cats have 9 lives. So what do? Let's pretend I can get to the list 100%. If you would create your line of defense, a corporate umbrella, your banks do it, people can do it, and the IRS does it all the time. Trump paid $750. That was not tax, that was a filing fee. He paid no tax. Don't complain about rich and famous people. Shut up and join them. But again, what do we have a choice to do? Okay? If we do this correctly, what's going to happen? This becomes a management company. Management, can you put that as management, please? If it manages divisions, if I have a bad piece, I'm allowed to disconnect, isolate, incorporate. So I'm planning the problem. I'm planning the problem because it happens all the time. You and I are going to get our assets kicked. Not everybody likes us. Nobody likes me or you, whatever. The world's going to try to kill us. The world's going to knock us down 1,000 times. 90% of businesses fail because A, they didn't have the structure, they didn't know how to get the money, and they gave up. They're quitters. Okay, then they fall back into their job that they don't like anyway, and then they finance their family, and they're barely getting by, and they're disappointed, and your friends and family, someone ripped you off, or that's what happened, and you're disappointed. It sucks. But what do? Now let's watch. Not required to file fictitious business name. Until I was 9.5, I didn't understand what it really meant. Because this is when I was 9.5 at the Torrance Library next to the Torrance Police Department. It said not required to file. Okay, that bothered me when I was 9.5. Bothered me a lot. Something's wrong. So what happens? A corporation's a legal what? Under the umbrella, every division or entity is the same thing. What can we do? A corporation is allowed 4 things. Now, these are my rules, Ray's rules. I've been teaching and preaching for 49 years. Do what you want. But again, you get to buffer tax. No taxes due to your profitable. This is about 42 million of credit. There's about 62 in dashboards we have to play with. It's live credit. It is not trade line crap. But again, what do we have to do? So if I take, listen carefully, corporate credit, finance the business, I get to rise the interest rate in the credit card. So in other words, where are you going to get the money? You build corporate credit. Why would you steal from your family? That's called stupid. You're not stupid. Here's $300,000 corporate credit. Write it off again if we line you up correctly. So if you listen, using that corporate credit, you can finance the dream and offset the taxes anyway. The car's fleet price. The hotel gives you a free buffet. Divisions. I created the division process in '85 because I didn't know how to pay franchise tax fee. 1984, get this letter in the mail. You have to pay $800 to $1,000 per corporation. Now, my corporations own Shakey's Pizzas, 31 flavors, Subways, and shopping centers, condos, and all kinds of goodies. I don't want to spend up to $1.2 million for franchise tax fee. Why would I do that? Went to Sacramento, California. That's our capital. I talked to 2 departments. I said, how can I create listen to the word entity. Listen to the word entity. Write down entity. Write it down again, entity. Because I'm going to show you got employer, entity, or you. Again, the truth. They said, create a form or modify one. Okay. Well, that form got modified because of Chapter 18 being wrong there. Multiple functions. A corporation that's business is called stupid, my opinion. If it's named after you, it's called stupid. If it's named for what it does, it's stupid. Hell, that's triple stupid. If a corporation is sued, they sue you. But if it's a management company, a neutral name, managing divisions, what do we have to do? Then we got all these lovely people. I do real estate, right? Oh, goody, goody, goody. Well, here's a property. Okay? Now, let's understand, the bank has to give you a loan for the house. They give you a loan. For every loan you get another piece of property. That's the goal. A single-family house is a pain in the ass. Why bother? You're lucky to get $600 to $1,000 a month. It's a waste of time. I'd rather donate it to nonprofit, which I have my clients do all the time. Do create $100,000 a month or auto income, and also to the corps and divisions under nonprofit. So let's say we do this, okay? We turned around and got 9 divisions, okay, and we got 9 pieces of property. Why do I look at 10 again, okay? These are my wife's cards. I use cards because there's always some ding-dong. Do you really got the cards? Here you go. They're 100,000 paid overtime limit, unlimited. Got it so far? They're up to $1 million. If I get one card, I'm allowed 99 more. How many? 99 more. So if I take the time to build the structure, which I've done for 50 million people in my client base, very simple, what do I get to do? I get $100,000 of credit here, okay, times 9 divisions equals $1 million off one damn card. One card. There's only 10 cards to play with anyway. The rest are crap, in my opinion, whatever that's worth. So I have 9 loans, 9 locations. If I have a problem with a tenant, slips and falls, I want to disconnect and isolate and incorporate it. If banks can do it, you can do it, why can't the corporation do it too? Now let's understand, cities and states. The United States of America Incorporated, 50 corps, 50 states and their cities. They created Chapter 9 bankruptcy for cities. They've already bankrupted 11 cities so far and kept the assets and just got rid of the debt. So if you learn how to repackage you correctly, we the people, constitutional right, the Bill of Rights, you get to play the game to win. Multiple functions. Everything I want to buy is at wholesale price. Again, what do? Every division is entitled to a credit report. Okay? A credit what? Report. So I have one, Superior Insurance Equifax, one set, so do you. So does the corporation, so does every division. What do we have to do? Real estate is basically to protect the asset. I've had lousy tenants and good ones. I had a Dodger player, pitcher, he wouldn't pay on time. He makes $100 million a year and he's a dirtbag. Again, he's a lousy tenant. My vice president of Shell Oil, he paid 2 years in advance. So again, we can play the game to win as we play this game. How will this work for me if I'm unfundable? Well, again, Eric, you're not unfundable. That's BS. You got your mindset stuck there, okay? Eric, what our goal is for you, because you got 7 LLCs, you've been tricked and screwed over as far as I'm concerned. I was bringing up the Eric and he just pops up here. Okay, no problem. All right, we have to understand something. Okay, your score's in the 720 and TransUnion up and above. If we build credit here, all right, supply and vendor, no, we're building cash. Every cash card we position you for, there's a payment. Let's do this. Okay, Eric is very nervous. Eric is scared to death as far as I'm concerned. I like to hold his hand, sing kumbaya, and babysit him a little bit. Problem is like my client, okay? I have a client that we use $25,000 off of a line of credit. All right, they're all fundable. Everyone is fundable, okay? So unfundable, I don't like the words because it's a negative. What do? He spent $25,000 on a card. Now, that is basically $112 a month. That $112 a month let him put $25,000 in an escrow. He's getting $3,300 a month now, auto income. See, if you own a piece, you own it forever. I got to get Eric past himself because he's hurting himself. He's holding himself back. But again, he doesn't trust because he's been jacked up, kind of screwed up. So again, what do? You have to babysit a little bit. And that's what I'm a great babysitter, by the way. Real estate. A line of defense. You will have an old crap day, week, month, or year, period. You have a lousy tenant. All right, the building burns down. The Shakey's Pizza, part of it did. If you don't build your line of defense, you're a duck and a sheep. You might as well walk around going quack, 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 bah, bah, bah. The line of defense. If Eric's got divisions, he gets to roll the dice and give it a hell of a try. As long as you're trying, you're not dying. If you're not trying, you might as well be dead. That's what I've been saying for 40 plus years. If we create a line of defense, remember one thing. Debt follows SSN, SS4. Write it down again. Debt follows SSN, SS4. So every debtor we have, credit reports, the way they're designed, because I help set up the system behind the scenes anyway, is an SS4 or an SSN. Bankruptcy code allows me to be K what? SS4, SSN. House and car. Your problem is you don't know how to repackage stuff. You're a duck and a sheep. It's like the car today. I watch social media. You need to have the car. You're going to write off so much. Stop being stupid. Tell these people the truth. I don't give a damn about the write-off. I care that you're a registered owner of the car. You're the registered owner. Sam's Club, you bump a car, they bump you. You got all these bloodsucker attorneys. I'm going to sue everybody. I'm number one. The keys to the Lamborghini. All right, they see the car. They smell the money. It's not my car. So again, I don't care about the write-off. I care about the corporation absorbs the car. It becomes a company car through a division process. It writes it all off. It writes it all off. The goal is simple. Thank you, Coach. Well, the reality is I yell at my clients. Oh, I fight with my clients all the time. The other day, no, you don't do that, period. You do it my way. Ray, I don't care. I put my assets on the line in my name, and you do it my way or the hell with it, you get away. You don't do it your way sucks. You had your chance. You look in the mirror and say, you're fired. You had your chance. It's my way now. I get the next year. I get to the point of $100,000 a month. I got one lady, she's so mad at me all the time. She says, Ray, I finally got it. I got $100,000 a month last month. Wow, I love you. I said, you've been cussing me out for over a year. So that's beside the point. I said, at what point? It's like I had to drag her up the damn hill. Debt follows SS for SSN. We, the people, have to understand our constitutional rights. We, the people. Now, this is what really pisses me off. A lot of things piss me off. I'm training Yarborough in the late 70s and 80s. He's security chief at TRW. TRW stood for the report's wrong, as far as I'm concerned. Thomas Raymond Woolridge. That was it. They made bicycle parts in Escalade, California, one of my areas I lived. Okay. They became a Spirit in 96. I created self-reporting. Damn it, it pisses me off. I wanted the house and car to report to your credit file. It doesn't report. It doesn't report at all. They look at your credit, they give you the house or car, and that's it. You never see it until you screw it up. These ding-dongs now are being told, put your utility bill there. Oh, goody. It looks at 100%. That's called stupid. Damn it, you're pissing me off because you're screwing up my program. A DBA of a DBA. A division of a division. I invented that too. It's in my books 40 years ago. But again, I get to keep asking the word to God, why? Why? Why, when I was on top of my game, having 3.7 billion, helping more people, do you allow me to let my life stolen and get to die and come back being broke? Why? Now I got to start over and show them again and again? Damn, I was out there. Now I'm just going, look at all my clients. They're doing great. Look at me. They all promised to help me. Yeah, right. So let's focus. Your goal should be winning the game of business, period. Because it's a damn game. I became a chess master at 12, 13 years old. I could see the moves before you did because that's the way my brain processes. A division of a division. Could you imagine? Let's understand this. Self-reporting. To report things. That's the goal. Now they're screwing up my program that I created in the late 70s and 80s. Here's a spearing going blah, blah, blah. They're so, I was going to say stupid. I mean, you're going to understand, the Spear has been indicted 114 times. They moved to Ireland, Dublin, Ireland, over 40 years ago because they don't want to play the bouncing ball. Credit bureaus suck. They don't care about people. They care about what? Getting money. Reporting purposes. Let's think today. You have an opportunity to listen and learn. It's up to you. I want you to focus. I got scared. I couldn't figure it out. All right, I bought an apartment complex in Fullerton, California. Everybody's happy. Ray, you closed escrow. It worked. Yeah, look at this. Wow. I didn't feel comfortable. See, I get that thing inside. It's like, it's bothering me. It's bugging me. It's, what the hell's going on? Everybody's happy. 2 minutes after 12 p.m. Okay, it's actually 12 a.m. Damn. Son of a biscuit. And they was going, what? I just created 117 people who can sue me and screw me up. Everyone can slip and fall and sue me. It's a corporation. What the hell am I doing? Again, I would listen, learn to myself in these visions that God gave me since I was a kid and look at them. Okay, look, what's going to happen? 117, what? People could hurt me. I just screwed up my whole program that night. Then I had to create subdivisions. Your goal should be this. I can only tell you the truth. Now, if you don't do what you're told to do, that's on you. Just like my client earlier today, he's been a client since 2000, 25 years. Everything's been consistent the whole time. He did some pieces, he didn't finish it up because he started to make money. I don't need you now, Ray. And it's like, please take me back. What can I say? He didn't stay consistent to auto income. There's the goal. Take your picture there. That picture is your future. You are 35, most of you are 45 to 75 years old, and you're disappointed and you're pissed off if you tell the truth. A friend and family member probably ripped you off, knocked you down. Don't ever co-sign for anybody, even your kid. There's a better way to do it anyway. I got this nice guy. He's a great client. He's a great father. Co-signed for his daughter. She's a great person too. Now they won't talk. The car got repossessed. Now they won't talk. Family's more important than the damn car. But I can't get them to listen. They won't talk. You got everything I had, didn't get. That sucks. That's your screensaver for your computer and your phone. That's printed in color. Your refrigerator and desk at work. Get possessed! I never stop going after a goal till I reach it. Till I reach it. I don't have a damn excuse. You gave up. That sucks. What, you got knocked down? Get up again. I don't care if we get knocked down 1,000 times. You get up 1,001. 21 cars in the collection at one time. My son goes, Daddy, why'd you have so many cars? I was bored. What do you do when you have everything? You're bored. You get fat, ugly, and die, and you're bored. 21 cars. My wife always said, you can't drive them at the same time. Your legs aren't long enough. Well, that's funny. Okay. Now, for me, every watch would match the shirt I'm wearing that day. I used to have 10 Rolexes. This is a couple $1 million of Rolex watches for the hell of it. If I drove the black car, black suit, black Rolex. White suit, same thing. That's how we match to go. I want to match everything because that's just, I don't have to think about it. 2.2 billion in real estate at one time. Not me, corporation. Hell, I don't own anything. I don't be stupid enough to own anything. You know how many people get sued and screwed up every day? All right, bankruptcy, this is crap. If they run their life as a person or a corporation, it's called silly and stupid. I don't like stupid. I like division process. That is 1,013 divisions. I got thousands of them. Someone tries to knock me down, they're going to kiss my assets. I'm going to win the game of business because I developed it in the first place. Here's the sad thing, okay? All right? Simple. Corporations and divisions have to be filed now. But again, what do? Let's understand. Lynn, one of my calls earlier today, I line him up. He's at my last boot camp, sitting right here in this room, no problem at all. And what happens? I lined him up to get nonprofit. He got his federal exemption. So what does this mean? Okay? He got the corporation last year, so what the federal government does, IRS, they take that exemption and backdate it to when he started the corporation. Now it's on its second year. Now we can go get grant money now. Here's our problem. Money, credit, and time. Money, credit, and time. The lack of money, the lack of credit, we're out of time. You jacked up your credit cards because you panicked. You jacked it up and got stuck. You had a bad day, bad week, bad year. But again, if you would have had this, the rules and tools, and had these, they don't fluctuate. Please write down they don't fluctuate. Please understand what that means. I got the Gold and Platinum Card, American Express cards to what? POT, paid over time limits, 18 years ago, and I've limited up to $1 million. And they do not fluctuate. You jacked up the wrong damn card. What's wrong with you? You didn't want to play with me for 49 years, so I got to play with people all the time? That's your own damn fault. Get off your assets and go get it. These drop your score. Stop at 29% so you can get some more. It's simple. Why would you ever bring the damn pain home? I don't understand. I didn't get a family. I swore I'd never get married and have kids unless I had a way, foolproof, not to bring the pain home. Corporations and divisions must be filed now. They have to be 2 years old for lines of credit. Getting cards, no problem at all. Cards, no problem. We have less than 50 some odd days left of this year. Most people, I want you to really say, Ray, ooh, goody, you're an expert, fantastic. I will take on anybody on planet Earth in an open forum, knowledge to knowledge, I'm lucky God gave me a brain with an IQ over 203 at 14 years old and recalling a lot of things. And I write with both hands at the same time. And I rhyme all the time too. Mrs. Hope said I was retarded. I thought she was stupid. So let's focus. Real estate, if you know what you're talking about. I doubt it. So understand. My real estate system was basically to get somebody to real estate and do it my way. Your way sucks. I would drive over to basically La Mirada Carpet Mill off the 5 Freeway and La Mirada Boulevard, okay? I went in one day and I said, I need to buy carpet. See, I'm going to all the auctions because I have driven my Lamborghini. I said, if you don't run out of money, let me know. I'll help bank you. No problem. They didn't like it at the auction. I'm soliciting. I'm not allowed to do that. Okay. La Mirada Carpet Mill told me, no, I can't be a wholesaler. You're not a wholesaler, sir. Okay, thank you. Norwalk, Daily Journal, filed entity, division, called wholesale carpet. Go back the same day. I'm a wholesaler now. Well, here it is. You see, I'm a wholesaler now. I bought carpet under a purchase order, so many yards as I needed to put it in escrow. So I'd had it installed, literally delivered the day before they installed it. Every escrow would pay the debt. Then I tried to show that to the world. Then the Daily Journal, the Daily News, said I was doing wrong because I was using the creditor's money. Hell yes. I timed it, so basically it's called JIT, just in time. But again, appliances, wholesale price, fixtures, wood. I was buying wood from Louisiana Pacific that gives wood to Home Depot. Freezy paint. A division can basically do what? Buy at wholesale price. But the problem is I don't want to do a flippity-dippity doing property. That's a pain in the ass heads. $600 stinking dollars. Jose got his divisions and he got his properties done. He says, Ray, you're right. On the 3 houses, I only get $600 a month and I spent $150,000. I jacked it, hurt my family, blah, blah, blah. Stop being a whiny baby. Knock it off. What am I going to do? It's knock it off. Your wife's a retired nurse. Nonprofit. I lined her up nonprofit and I said, you're donating those houses to 3 divisions of a nonprofit. Well, what do we do? Excuse me. Every one of those houses was positioned for elderly, military, delivery, and hospice. $110,000 a month per house. See, you got to realize you got to repackage what you're doing anyway because what you do sucks. Sorry, I don't like your way. I think it sucks. What do? One of my clients, this man was great. I cared about this client. He was good, and his wife, Betty. I wanted to make sure he knew he was dying of cancer. And I knew it. He didn't tell anybody. I said, okay, let's position it. Okay, sorry, you're going to go and going to be in a better place. So all of a sudden, I put an irrevocable trust. So she gets an income forever. That was the goal. Okay, so again, he says, honey, I got you allowance every week and every month from now on. I said, you didn't really tell her allowance, did you? I said, don't you know how to talk to a woman you've been married to her for 30 years? All right, it should be, honey, I got some income for you for the rest of your life because I love you. You don't tell a woman allowance. Are you kidding me? Women are tape recorders. They play it back at you. So here's this idiot attorney. Idiot. Practices law, hasn't got it right yet. He took it out of irrevocable trust. It's like, oh, what the blank? It was set up. She paid him $7,500. I got hold of the attorney. I go, you got 2 other complaints. You're going to be number 3. I'm going to get your bar taken. You're going to not be an attorney anymore. Give her back her damn money now. I was pissed off. Idiot attorney. It pissed me off. So understand something. Let's think. It's a duplex, right? It's a duplex. There's one loan at the bank, and this is at Security Pacific Bank. One loan. Okay? One what? Loan. But I have 2 tenants. A, B, and C. A and B. They could slip on sewer and screw up, right? If we take this duplex my way, not your way, because your way sucks, okay, and one of these divisions, all right, has the duplex. This is basically A, this is B. I'm looking for my line of defense. The lease is signed separately, separate lease. So if A sues, they get to sue the management company, not B can do that at all. Listen to the words assignment of mortgage, deed of trust, assignment of rents. These are forms I created the last 40 plus years all over the place. Who do you think has created assignment of mortgage? I did, 88. So here's my thing. A division takes that property, subdivisions are the leases. And then we put a second trustee on the equity and we protect it. All right, now, that's the goal. One house needs a division, a duplex needs 3, fourplex needs 5. If you don't dissect yourself in pieces, you will bring the pain home like you've been doing your whole life. 90% of you failed because you didn't have the structure set up and no way to get the money for the honey. And you didn't listen to me. You will not get there unless you do it my way. You had your chance. You're fired. It's my turn. It's my turn to do it my way because I think your way sucks. Oh, am I being too blunt for you today? If you don't set your line of defense, someone's going to kick your assets. It's up to you. We play my way. What's my first series years ago in 76? Winning the game of business. Should we win or should we play? I get invited to Las Vegas. They pay for the trip. Fantastic. All kinds of goodies. What do we get to do? Here's this event. There's like 12,000 people. They say 1,000. I don't know if it's 12 or more. Who knows? Attorneys, CPAs, mortgage companies, okay? Real estate agents and brokers and all this good stuff. And the question and the problem they have is when they lease out a property, lease it out, okay, what if the tenant doesn't pay? What do you do? Well, you signed the lease wrong. What is wrong with you people? I don't understand. Why would you ever, first of all, receive money as you, because that's called stupid. It's a division of a corporation or the tax ID. You absorb the money, you'll pay tax, you're profitable. And the best difference is, well, how do you protect it? If I loan $10,000, I create a homestead blocker. What's that? You see, everyone in that room had said, okay, who owns the homestead? Half of them, 80%. What's a homestead? Like you hear today, it's ridiculous. Okay? A house gets to file a homestead in California, $175,000. It protects $170,000. Husband and wife, that's even more. Understand? So if we protect it, and I called it a blocker, because what do I get to do? I loan $10,000 to you, and I put a homestead blocker on your house, so you can't get another loan until you pay me. I put a second trust deed. I put a chattel mortgage and a UCC1 on your assets. If you don't pay me, I get all your goodies. I make sure they pay me. If not, I get the $65,000 of the insurance company. Question I put on the screen to them back then. Who owns the homestead? The homeowner. They passed the mic, an attorney, CPA, homeowner. You keep saying the same. Can anybody own the equity of homestead? Not possible. There's probably 7 attorneys. They went to Kmart U or something to get law school. Line 3 in every homestead allows a third party to own the interest of a homestead. If you, like Eric, doesn't know where to get the money, hell, we're going to play my way. We're going to take a UCC1 on a house and a loan, and what are we going to do? We're going to borrow against it and turn it into a note. I had to teach Rush Dalby this years ago when he had his notebook in his toolbox for notes, because he didn't know what he's doing anyway, in my opinion. So this is an asset. Notes I can borrow against. Borrow against. $1 billion notes. Promissory note. What do we have to do? So if you want to play, you're going to have to hear this again and again and again. It's like, let's say I rent it. Now I didn't loan the money, right? I rent it. I'm going to rent a piece of property to you. What are we going to do? You're going to be the renter here. Okay, here's a lease. I have an A and I have a B. I provide renter's insurance. Okay, B is a UCC1 on your assets. UCC1. I created a chattel mortgage off of a UCC1. See, if they don't pay me, even when they move out, I get all the goodies, or I get a $65,000 check from the insurance company. Why don't you play my way? Why does your way suck? Sorry. 90% of businesses fail. They never had to fail in the first place. Setup is the key. It's not the money, because we can build the credit for corporations and division process. Renter's insurance. The Dodger player, he was a jerk, total jerk. He wouldn't pay on time in Pompano. Here's the address for you, Pompano. See all these condos that are 3 stories or 3-car garage that are 4,000 feet off Golden West and PCH? Who do you think built the damn things? I'm the bank. I like that. He wouldn't pay. Took him to court in Fullerton, California. All right, Your Honor, could you get him out of my property? He makes $100 million a year and he's a Dodger pitcher. He's a piece of you-know-what. And his wife says, yeah, you can say he's a piece of blah, blah, blah. Okay. I said, by the way, she says, okay, you have 3 days. I said, by the way, Your Honor, On this, he signed an initial. He said he used all his personal assets towards the rent. This is called a chattel mortgage, sir. Okay, so I explained to the judge, so he had to learn that too. So would you please tell him the only thing he can take is his clothes and his toothbrush, please? Okay? He's given a court order. All right? He can only take your clothes and your toothbrush and your personal items. Everything stays. The wife heard this. She turned red. She jumped over and punched her husband in the face. Knocked his butt out. Won't you lose myself, honey? I love you, but I'll kill you. It took the bailiff to get her off him. This sucks. So understand something. I said, ma'am, you can take your stuff. It's okay. So they took their stuff. Do you know I put an insurance claim? And the check they gave me was $68,000. So when I lose, I win. What's your problem? You don't know how to play? We got to play my way. You know, I did flippity-dippity-doos until I got tired of it. At 21 years old, I said, hell no. You see, all right, the buyer's a liar, the agent sells the brokers sells the contract. They're all liars. The contractor's trying to figure out how to cut corners as he's signing the contract anyway. That's what he tries to do, or she does. I sold a car. All right, and what did I do? I kept my loan, I sold the car, they paid me, and I paid the car. You see, I became the bank. I wrote a book on that too. $413 a month. Is that okay? Sold a house, got $1,200 for 30 years. See, we could play the game and learn to win. What do you think? But I dissect the pieces like I did for that 117 units in Fullerton, California. I dissect them. Every tenant wanted to own their piece. Own their what? So when they're signing leases, 117 leases, and every name's different for every division process because they're allowed to change the name, it's good. Would you like to own your unit? Yeah, but I can't afford it. Okay, it's okay. How about if I transfer it to you, do a deed of trust, assignment of rents, an assignment of mortgage, and we put a second trust deed. Okay, I'll do that. So now I just increased the income, increase it, right? Now I do a homestead block or UCC1 and chattel mortgage. For every one of those, I got $310,000 of debt. It was a note. It became $35 million. Is that okay? Would you like $35 million and borrow against it? You might want to look at the form called assignment of mortgage again. My real estate system, you might want to get a copy of that, financial system. How about the assignment of asset? Let's protect our asset because someone's always trying to sue you and screw you and take it away. We play. So UCC1 and chattel mortgage, I created it and invented it. Every time there was a problem, I came up with solutions. I don't like listening to blah, blah, blah. I want a solution. I don't want to lose. So we look at the process of renter's insurance and chattel mortgage, UCC1 and the procedure. We look at renter's agreement, chattel mortgage, renter's insurance, and collateral agreements. We play. We get to win. How about the assignment of mortgage here? Could you imagine if you played with me for a while, what would you do? You'd change your life. Like I've helped 50 million people do so far. A big building, I got one of those too. Ooh, but it's not mine. I took the LLC and the LAP. So understand, here's this unit and buildings and all these units and all these stories. Wow, what did I do? Everybody wanted to own their piece. So I dissected. Understand, when we look at the kit, because most of you have an LLC, you don't know what you're really doing anyway. Ooh, goody. That has a certificate of ownership. You're the managing member, by the way. Certificate of what? Ownership. When I dissect the pieces and ownership, that allows me flat out to do what? Okay? I get to do an assignment of what? And every one of these units created more notes. I created $100 million of notes just for the fun of it. Each unit did assignment of mortgage. Is that okay? Maybe you want to learn to play my way for a while because your way, what again? Sucks. Sorry. I don't like your way. I don't want to be a duck and a sheep. Okay? I don't want to be a duck and a sheep because I think that sucks. So if we played about real estate, we'd do what basically Linda did. Linda's been a client of mine since 1989, and actually 86. She goes to Eagle's Nest. It's a nonprofit organization. I said it worldwide, by the way, if you don't know that. She spent $2,000. It costs her $26 a month. Is that okay? What's that? That costs $26 a month. She financed it. She got the Hyatt Hotel in Texas and converted it to the Blueprint Apartments. Kind of named after me, huh? The Blueprint. That's only a $27 million project. Would you like to play? Real estate system. You used to sell for $10,000 for those 3 books and CDs. Lines around the hotel all the time to get a copy. Financial series, buckets of money, tax balance, you become the bank. That's just sell for 15. The office sells it for $5,000 for both of them. There you go. If today during the broadcast only during the broadcast, that means because I don't want to give you the discount and have to pay a commission for the people in the back room. That suck. I sold it and they could write it up. Now they can write it and get a commission anyway, but the discount is during the webinar. So that makes you do it now. Zell. So now it's $2,000. How about this? How about we do it for $9.99 today? How about you do it for $500? So you got a chance to get those copies now for $500. That's $250 each series. And you can zell now, but it's up to you. All right, you can call that office at 800-254-9506. Talk to a specialist. See, we have to look at entities. What happened? Let's look at you again. Here we go. All right, what did you do? I got an LLC, Ray. I got an LLP. I got an S Corp. I got a C Corp. I got a nonprofit. I got a PC. Ooh, goody for you. Those are the types of corporations you get to pick. So if we did it my way, I'd say pick a C corporation. Because I can throw the sucker away if I screw it up. Anyway, DBA, no. So here's the 7 types that we can play the game with. And there's 6 of them we can play, okay? C, LLC, LLP, no problem, and nonprofit and professional corp. You should become a certified CFO. What do we do? In your cell phone, you want to put your corporation in there. The address should never be home. That'd be stupid. Charter number, tax ID, SIC code. Our government created SIC codes in 37, by the way. C Corp, supply and cash credit. Don't do it good. You you screw it up, throw the sucker away, walk away. There you go. Don't have the intent to do fraud. When the C Corporation, for instance, has a stock kit, okay, we should suspend the stock to further notice. So we'd have a meeting. We just did this stock kit the other day. We, the board, /the board, vote and elect to suspend the stock. Because it's worthless anyway. Suspend it. No problem. It's in writing. Now, we don't convert C to S until we make money. S stands for 2 things, stupid and smart. Stupid because you did it before you made money and you screwed up, they come after you. All right, smart when you made money and turn into an S Corp. So this means you look at the 2553, write it down. If we take your corporation today, every one of you, your LLC, okay, over here, LLP, and we're going to make it an S. Even the C is going to be an S. Okay? S stands for single filing. You and the corporation, you can almost offset all the money in the taxes, and you get to the profit zone. Again, what do? This is elect by a small business corporation. It's right there. It's IRS rules. We play by the rules. Maybe we look at the 1244. Okay. So C should become S when you start to make money. Make sense? Now, the next thing we have to understand is this is IRS's rules. S is 5, S is 4, and S is N. What do? Go to irs.gov and check it out. Rules and tools. The S corporation tells the world you own it. So without divisions, you're a duck and a sheep. You might as well walk around going, quack, 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 quack. If the S corp manages entities like the banks and grocery stores do, bad pieces you can get rid of and keep the good pieces. It's up to you. If all of a sudden we have a corporation, we dissect it in pieces first to turn it into an S and have division process. Again, what do? I got an LLC, Ray. I got a client that's got 7. Why? I got no one's got 9. Why? I got Wyoming. I got this. Stop. Stop the bouncing ball. You need one damn corporation, period, in your own state. You haven't got to the profit zone, so you're not taxable anyway. LLC, limited liability company, it's actually a corporation as well. What do? We convert it, all right, to an S corp. Because look what it has. This says certificate of ownership. What? You're the managing member. So these people on the social media, it's going to protect you, peekaboo. You have the kit in your hand. It's in your possession. You have all the ownership, certificate of ownership right there, right here. You're the managing member. 3 questions and I got you. Because you just pierced your veil. We got a choice. Division process, division process, division process. If you don't set up a line of defense, when you screw up that LLC, all right, they're going to come after you. You're the duck and sheep. Divisions give you the line of defense. Nonprofit, my first corporation was Helping Hand, cost me $10. Same corp nowadays is $30. Corporation's free in all 50 states. Why would you spend thousands of dollars for a damn piece of paper that was free in the first place and you pay a little filing fee? Plus, you didn't learn diddly squat because you didn't know any better. Simple. We play. Nonprofit can get what? Credit cards, no liability. Google will give you up to $10,000. If I do a corporation not-for-profit, nonprofit, if I don't get my exemption, it's not for profit. If I get my exemption like Lynn did yesterday, they backdated. The IRS put a backdate to last year when he set up the corporation. My client, all right, I said, take your property, donate it to a division. The tax and everything else is absorbed from their nonprofit, waives property tax in the first place. And now his wife does hospice, elderly care, transportation, and they got free vans and trucks for Enterprise, Rent-A-Car, and Hertz, because they're all going electric. She's getting $112,000 a month. Is that good? What do you think? But again, nonprofit can do 4 times in McDonald's, and next year you get Trump money. I want some Trump money. So what do? Federal, state, and city. Trump money. Let's go get some money. Every 11 weeks, I have a nonprofit class that I give away to help everybody. Today, if you were serious, I will help you get your 501c3 exemption like I did Lynn and other people as well. I'll help endorse that for you. I'll put you in a class. I'll give you the articles, also as tax ID. I'll build the credit reports for you and build credit to that too. What do? Well, the exemption out there in the world is about 15 grand. Here, I'm going to help you, guide you. It's 10 grand today. There you go. I want you to do something different. I want to give you 100,000 of credit to the nonprofit. I want to give you 18 divisions you need. I want to give you a phone call. But I'm going to offer what? Phone calls for 3 months. But if you don't take the offer today, call the office, you'll spend a little bit more money because they're on commission too. That's 5 grand. Not for everybody. 5,000. What do? During online only. If you wait till I'm done talking and you haven't called that office at 800-254-9506, they will charge the normal price. Because my discounts are only during the webinar with me. Simple. You can call them right away. So we're going to get some Trump money. On the 15th and 16th, I'm doing a 2-day boot camp. The 2-day boot camp is about nonprofit. Okay? If all you wanted was that, it's $5,000 to be in person, $100,000 in credit. If you're online, it's $2,000 and $50,000 in credit. I'm going to help endorse 50 people. That's what I'm allowed to do per year. If you did the previous one, that becomes free. The 2-day event, if you did the $5,000 setup, that's free. If it was done during the webinar with me. It's up to you. Got to get some Trump money. Corporations have a problem. You believe it protects you, it does not. I believe it does not at all. You signed a car, the lease of a building, and a credit card. If you bankrupt the corp, they will come after you anyway, I believe. Again, not here to be sapient attorney. Today, your assignment is go to the Secretary of State's website in your state. Inspect yourself. 47% of you today, your corporation has your home address on it. That's called stupid. Sorry. You just let the state you're in today sell you in a mailing list to the world. I don't like it. Why don't we create a line of defense, all right, for our division process? Why don't we create what needs to be done the right way? But it's going to be up to you. Puppet Master. I created a Puppet Master Club 40 years ago. What it was is simple. I don't want to own anything. I work for a corporation, or I donate my time. What do? If I line you up at Wells Fargo, U.S. Bank, Chase, B of A, this is called checkbook money. If I line you up American Express, or it's a blueprint loan. If I line you up for these here, would you take $25,000 from one of these pieces and put it in escrow? It's a very simple question. You're using borrowed money that's not taxable to buy a piece of something. What if you wanted that car wash right there? I put 6 people in there. They each get $4,700 a month. Is that okay? See, based on the down payment or seller finance, how many people do we get in and how much do we want to make on as a monthly base? So more down, more on a monthly base. Again, we look at the numbers. Numbers never lie, only people lie. Again, what do? How would you like one of these? How about a Burger King? How about a Wendy's? How about a Jack in the Box? How about ugly? Ugly makes money. So I never wanted to run a business. Now I had the largest satellite company in the world, doing things with Dish and everyone else, and basically my trucks and all the things I did. I started an Apple printing, Sir Speedy Pip years ago, division process, cleaning company, donut stores, all the kind of things we do, necessity business, making money. It's simple. I like making money because it pays the bills. If I coach you for 1 year, listen, 1 year. In 1 year, you should be looking at 9 divisions and 9 escrows, up to 9. Okay, maybe 10, but it's up to you. Let's say we did 6 escrows. You would take $25,000 off of a line of credit, write a check to escrow. I don't want your money. You're going to write the money to the escrow. That's laundromat, dry cleaner, car wash. Up to $3,200 a month. Is that okay? We put me in every project, always me, because I want to make sure you understand I'm in the project. I don't want to lose either. I'm going to administrate it all. You get 3 people in there. We get the down payment. If I put $50,000, maybe that's 4 people. All right, what do we have? 6 people, up to $75,000. $7,500 a month. Here's $100,000. So based on the down payment, is what happens is our manager, or vice president of the company, I made him vice president. We look at a laundromat. This is only $250,000, but it's not enough cash flow. But I like it for 2 people. Here is $1 million car wash. Okay, they want 10% down. That's $100,000 and $200,000. Based on the down payment, how much should we put down and receive how much money per month? This one here is basically $1,090,000. Or here's storage units, $1,200,000. So here's another one for basically what, $2 million. So if we do this correctly, this one here is $2.9 million. But that means basically 7 people get $8,000 a month here. See, what we do is we group it to the point that you can actually be part of the down payment. You're using corporate credit and offsetting the taxes anyway. So now you own a piece forever, forever and ever and ever. Again, I don't want you to be rich. I want you to work on income. That's up to you. There's that I told you to take earlier today. That should be your future. Anything else is, to me, is a BS. We play my way for a while, being a puppet master. I like that. So let's say today you need a real address for your bank account. If you don't have one, you can lease your 12 feet of our office here. I lease 12 feet at a time because it's not shared office space. We get to play the game. That's pretty simple. What do? Write it down. I have to make you a CFO, Chief Financial Officer. I have no choice. You have to understand, you got to quit jacking these suckers up because that's what you've been doing, playing the up and down show. All right, we're going to learn the 29% rule. All cards fluctuate but 2. All cards, write it down again and again. Gold and platinums do not fluctuate at all. They be maxed out at $1 million, paid over time limit as well. All right, your excuse is what? You didn't know how to play? Well, I've been around 49 years. Where you been? 750 score, very simple. 2 for you, 2 for the corporation as well. We get to play the game. American Express is crazy, in my opinion. They offer 99 more cards. What again? 99 more cards? Isn't that kind of crazy? 99 more? So if I have my wife's cards here, and they're 100,000 paid over time limit, and I get 9 more, is that $1 million? Numbers don't lie, only people do. So what do we have to do? Play the game and win. I can take 1 card, because I invented daisy chaining credit in 88 and 89, and turn it to 9 more, to 10 more, to 100 more cards. That's what I do for clients all the time. If we take corporate credit, and we just borrow money to get into a franchise, borrow money is not taxable, and you're buying your lifetime income. The lifetime income, fourplex, apartment complex, a Wendy's restaurant, a Jack in the Box, a goodie, isn't that fun? Today, I want $25,000 in credit, Ray. Well, the office will charge you 10%. That's a good rate, no problem, 10%. $2,500. What holds people back? I'm afraid I'm going to spend my money. We're all afraid. But if we don't try, we're dying. Unless we're trying, we're not dying. We have to take and understand that $25,000 in credit, if you focus, the little payment is less than you've been pissing away anyway. So we look at the $25,000. The office wants to sell it to you for $2,000. Today, during this webinar only during when I'm talking, when I've been talking, the offer is off the table. For that $2,000 today, I will give you $50,000 of credit. 25 for you, 25 for the corporation. All right, that's only during the webinar. If you Zelle it, you save 10%. What do we do next? $50,000 of credit. Okay, normally $5,000. What do we do today? It is $29.99. It's $3,000 for $50,000. You save $2,000, no problem at all. If you Zelle or use card today, okay, I will double that to $100,000. That's $50,000 for you and $50,000 for the corporation. Again, during the webinar. If I want $100,000 of credit, because that's what you want you to have, personal and business, so it's $200,000 credit. I'm going to charge you $5,000, not the $8,000 they normally do, but I'm going to do $200,000 of credit. I'm doubling the numbers today. That's $200,000 you in corporation. As we build credit, what should you do with the credit? Position yourself to get into an escrow. Everything should be division process. That one is card or Zelle. Take a picture. I like the fact that the banks bought Zelle in 2022. It's great because you can Zelle now. That's what I've always said. So now they created a doll that looked like me. But I don't have chubby cheeks, my wife says. So I say Zelle now, or I call the office right away. And I'll always say, always good. 800-254-9506. The offer I just gave you, you got to be calling now. Zelle, or card. If not, the offer's off the table. You might want to check Amazon. All right, in the TikTok shop as we set it up, you'll see my library there. So what happens is the free download and other things you get involved. I've written about 67 books so far. I got another 100 to play with. If you're not in coaching, you want a phone call with me. I'm $3,000 an hour, $25,000 a day for 45 years. Today, you can get a phone call for $3.99. All right, if you did it today, Zelle, only Zelle, I'm going to give you 2 calls for the price of 1 if it's a Zelle. If not, use a card, 5% more, you get 1 call. It's simple. We're going to play the game to win. 1988, I had a problem. They're shrinking my limits. It's scaring the crap out of me. I have 53 million of credit cards. What did I do? I wrote another book. Life taught me the journey, and I have to listen and create things that don't exist. I created a matrix. The book's called Buckets of Money. Buckets of Money. So I loaned out the money at $10,000 a piece. I created Homestead Blocker, UCC one, and Chattel Mortgage. By the time I was done taking $4.6 million and turned $190,000 a month, that's what I did. The notes behind that were $1.1 billion. Is that okay? $1.1 billion? That's called Buckets of Money. You might want to copy sooner or later. This is in 1989, by the way. We should play and have fun, but it's up to you. Now, your corporation or corporations, profit, nonprofit, need Dun & Bradstreet. Take a picture. Analytical 750 is going to help you 100%. Now, a division. When I established the dashboard while I'm training Yarborough in the 70s and 80s, part of 90s, I could create a credit file for Asperian, Treasury, and Equifax just by history. I do not use trade line crap because I think that's crap. I don't need authorized user either. I think it's in the way. So for $2,000 history, give me a name of a person or corporate entity, and I'll create a credit file, Asperian, Treasury, and Equifax. I do not need tax IDs for the divisions or getting cards daisy chain in the beginning. 1 card gives me up to 99 more. Okay. When they ask for separate billing, then I might have to do separate tax ID. So I can multiply the credit. Take your picture. It's simple. 3, 9, and 12. Never run a business as a corporation because I call it stupid. Sorry to say, but I believe it's true. If a corporation manages a division, division has a problem, disconnect, isolate, incorporate, and bankrupt to peace. I double those numbers today, 6, 18, and 24, if it was done during the webinar with me. It's very simple. You get to play the game. There's your Zelle. The offer to the office, 800-254-9506. Talk to a specialist now. They're waiting for you. Now, here's the problem. I believe you sit at the kitchen table with your friends and family. And I believe you said, honey, we're going to start a business. We're going to jack up the cards, drop the score, get stuck, can't get any more, hawk the house, and bring the pain over you and me, and we're going to be stupid. That's what I believe you did. Why would you do that? Never bring the pain home. I don't understand. I want to make sure I don't bring the pain home to my wife and my 6 kids. I'm homeless. I lost my job. Well, you're a liar. You're wearing your jammies. That sign gives you $210 a day. Go to the church for the food. Go drive Uber, Lyft, or DoorDash. Get off your lazy butt. Get a job. What happened with me in 2009? I got to die in a coma. They stole my $3.7 billion of structure. What am I going to do? Cry about it? I got my 3 divisions of me in my closet divisions. I built $1 million of credit, and I bought my wife her next dream house. Why would I stay down? Why do you stay down? I don't understand. You have to rebuild yourself the right way, like Humpty Dumpty. Plan the problem, please. Plan the problem. Credit repair. Okay, we got an email last night from one of you watching now. Well, I hired Lexington Law, and they ripped me off. They didn't do anything they tell me to do. Well, first of all, they didn't tell you the rules and tools. They didn't tell you what you had to do on your part. They're just going to write stupid letters denying, I'm not late, it's not mine. It's a lie. It's actually against the Federal Trade Commission right here. They're not allowed to collect money up front. You also have the Credit Repair Organization Act. So what do? Why don't you do what they did and everyone else does? Get a copy of my book. Simple. I wrote it 40 years ago. It's been updated many times. It's called Winning the Credit Game. Take a picture, all right? Screen it. Get a download. Make sure you get the download today and give it to everybody you know. Very simple to do. Now you watch social media. Here's a guy on the couch or the chair saying, I got this collection agency. Let's see what happens. The call goes. It's his daughter. It's ridiculous. People need real help, not a phony call. You got to get debt crisis intervention. How about the Fair Debt Collections Practices Act right there? We got to teach them the rules and tools, not just give them half blankety blank information. Analytical 750, write it down. They will analyze you free the first time. They will charge you $25 a month. They have Experian in all 3 agencies. Credit Karma should be fired. They've been indicted 6 times. They don't have Experian at all. There's no phone number to help you. Analytical is going to bug you and tell you your next step. They have Experian so I can go get Chase personal business cards. There's the goal, personal business. They're also going to help you with your Dun & Bradstreet, your Experian, Challenger, Equifax business reports. Is that okay? They call you every 46 days, tell you what's next? See, I think you need to be told what to do. Though that's just my opinion for you. We get to play the game and win. I hope you took a picture of that today, because you should sign up for that yesterday, by the way. There you go. What do? Today you could have made $1,000, but you didn't do it. You could have actually invited everybody you know and had them register in our system, and you would have got 10% Zelle, check, or your stored credit. So if you say you don't have the money, that's BS. Give us referrals. Billy did that. Now he runs $1 million company. Play the game and win. The goal is to repackage you like Humpty Dumpty. You're brilliant. You do great. Fantastic. You're making money, better than paying your bills. Oh, goody, goody, goody. If you don't protect yourself and your assets, someone sues you, they screw you up. You might want to learn to play. The goal is simple. How about we build a real legacy? How about whoever you want to take over your position as officer of your corporation when we're dead? Hopefully 50 years from now. Isn't that terrible? We're going to plan to live and die. I want you to do what my kids are going to do. They're going to take over me as an officer of the corporation. And what do they get to do? Control everything. Why would we set ourselves up for a fall or a failure? My specialty classes are every 11 weeks. And you'll hear me always say when you ask how I'm doing, always good. Thank you, Jesus. No one steals my peace. If you like me today, take a picture, give me a good Google review. If you don't like me, please leave me alone. See, not everybody likes me and everybody likes you. It's how it works today. We play. Being a puppet master, not easy. Your corporation with division process would get to the point that I allow me to build it for you. We're going to get you checkbook money or one of these blueprint loans. If you do it my way, you'll get to win. That means we're going to coach you for a year. That'll give you up to 9 divisions. In a year's time, you could close 10 escrows if you listen and learn. That's how you get to $100,000 a month. That's 1 year. But again, would you like to own a piece or not? It's up to you again. A piece and a piece and a piece and a piece. I want you to buy Boring and Steady, ran by a management company. I like it. It makes sense to me. If you put $25,000 off of a line of credit, what do you do? Pay? That's $112 a month. Can you afford that? I bet you can. What do you think? We play 50,000 down, 75,000 down, 100,000 down. There's your goal. There's your future. I don't know why you've been driving by and not realizing you've been driving by your opportunity. But again, your goal is simple today. There's your future. This time, 2026, let me do the work with you or for you. Let's make sure your New Year's resolutions actually work this time my way. Because your way, I'm going to say, suck. Sorry to say, but it's true. So what do? Shaq's a puppet master. He doesn't make pizzas and chicken and pretzels. He invests. Simple. Mr. Warren Buffett, he's a puppet master. Simple. I like that. Here's one basically boring and steady with me. A blueprint call. You and I have to get to know each other. I'm going to know your case better than you do. Past, present, and future, good, bad, ugly. You have a problem with American Express or Chase. Did you file bankruptcy? Do you have a tax lien? Need to know that. Family, corporation, divisions, 18 is minimum. Irrevocable trust, car is division. And we're going to look at house, trust, and we're going to look at auto income, cash flow for you per time. The office sells my blueprint call that I normally sell for $5,000 for two. If you did it with me, it's $9.99 now, right away. What do? You get into a basically 10% discount if you Zelle. If not, use a card, you pay 5% more. It becomes free if you did it today in a coaching program. Now, the bottom line today is like anything else. My problem I had in 1984, I didn't want to pay franchise tax fee. 85, this form said husband, wife, and partner. It was wrong. Your corporation that I help you do and guide you every step of the way will have a division. It'll be number 4A here. One of my corps will be 4. Then we have a B and a C. Very simple. What does this allow us to do? We get to go to escrow and own a piece, a deed of trust. A deed of trust. No one can hurt us. No one can rip us off. You own a piece forever. You see that Wendy's has been there since you were 4 years old. Gas station, storage unit, laundromat. It's been there forever. Why don't you own the damn thing? Why don't you let the management company, you just become the owner? Done this since 1987. So today, if you want to play with me for next year for 90 days, we get set up right away. 100,000 of credit, blueprint call, monthly calls, 18 books and CDs, and the 18 divisions. Brandy wants to sell that for $14,999, 15 grand. It's what it's worth. If you did it while we're online now, right now it's $4 grand, $4 grand. If you did it now. But again, there's no payment. That is the payment. It is a credit card, or it is basically a Zelle. 12 months, this is going to get you up to 9 divisions and up to 10 escrows. So we're going to work on it for all next year. 200,000 of credit, blueprint call. 12 months, you're stuck with me every 3 weeks. That's normally $27,000. If done today, paid in full, it is 10. Very simple. If you want to put $2,500 now by Zelle or card now and position money in the next day or so, you're okay. We'll still give you the credit. If you want to make payments, there's no credit. So put the $2,500 down, get through the process, I coach you, but the reality is the bonus credit's gone because you don't get it because of the way you had to pay. Simple. There's your Zelle, now, by the way. We get to play my way. 800-254-9506. When I set up the Reynolds University in 2001, I was proud of myself. First time in my whole life. I loved my building, 22,000 square foot building. You got past Betty, you'd see this office at B of A, Chase, ADP, my franchise room. My classroom, I hold 800 people. I broadcast everywhere. God had a different plan. I get to die in a coma and come back broke. They stole my $3.7 billion of structure. Kind of sucks. Had to rebuild it again. But again, what do I have to do? Show you exactly what I had to do again and again. We play. If you want me to coach your business today, I will, and get you into millions of billions if you want to. If you want a blueprint loan, we will line you up to get one of these. I'll get cards for you or on my corporations for you. I will exercise the card and I'll approve payment. All right, to the bank account. But if you have that $100,000 a month, you can do it on your own. They want 30 transactions and about $200,000 or $100,000 a month. So again, if you want, David got it, Mary got it, Carrie got it, all these pieces. I say use that for basically a franchise or a piece of something. Here's how it works. If you got the transactions in and out, $100,000 a month, you can get a blueprint loan. You can use that for the escrows and all the things you want to do. If you don't, we can do it for you. I can show them on some of my smaller accounts $500,000 a month. That's basically all they need is 100,000, and over 3,000 transactions again and again and again. If I line up blueprint, you and I are going to work together even closer. That means I'm going to get you that blueprint loan, connect the division under my corporate view in your corporation. When I get you the money up to $250, I'm going to charge you 10%. But I don't charge that until we close an escrow. I can't back you in a corner. If you wanted to do that today, the fee instead of $5,000 for the blueprint loan, lining up is $4,000 today. Very simple. If you want to fast track, this means I'm going to take my corporation because yours isn't ready or something, and I'm going to double do it, which means a fast track under my corporation that's been around for years. So now we go get that blueprint loan anyway. Because some people say, I don't have a corp long enough. Okay, no problem, I do. Which would you like to play with? Instead of that $5,000 for lining that blueprint up, fast track is $5,000. Very simple. You save about $1,000 today. It's a Zelle, or call the office and a card right away. We have the ability to change what we're trying to do. I want to repackage you. I'm online 6 days a week, all right, every week. Have been for over 49 years. We play my way. I'm very accessible for you. You don't get stuck. 800-254-9506. Always look behind the curtain. When they told me no when I was a kid, no meant they didn't know how. From there, we stay safe and strong. We do our best. Jesus does the rest. Amen to that too. It's simple. We have the ability to play the game and win. Today, there's a lot of things we went through, and you got to learn again and again. You get stuck with me at 6 days a week to help you. If I was you right now, I'd be calling 800-254-9506. Talk to a specialist. If you don't have one assigned to you, get one assigned to you. They will work with you every step of the way. And then you're stuck with me. Isn't that terrible? You're stuck with me every step of the way. I don't have excuses. And I'll be pushy. I'll tell you the truth. And we might fight once in a while too. That's just the way it's going to be. So if you want to realize one thing today, it's very simple. We have the ability to change our lives right away. But what do we get to do? We do our best. God does the rest. Amen to that too. Never forget at the end of the day. It's very simple. God loves us all.